In 2020, media coverage on campaigns such as Black Lives Matter drew attention to the anti-racism agenda, and the Welsh Government began a consultation which resulted in its Anti-Racist Wales Action Plan. Welsh Government's vision is to create a Wales which is anti-racist by 2030 and make a meaningful change to the lives of Black and global majority communities. As role models for children, the childcare, playwork and early years workforce, who we will refer to as practitioners, is vital in celebrating diversity and developing anti-racist values sensitively with children within supportive environments where they can play freely and be themselves. Cwlwm, Play Wales and DARPL are working with Welsh Government, steered by those from Black and global majority backgrounds, on actions within the anti-racist plan to support the childcare, playwork and early years sector. This video aims to introduce a series of learning resources for senior leaders and for practitioners, developed to support the sector on their anti-racist journey, and can be found on the DARPL website. By engaging with these resources, the sector will benefit from valuable professional learning experiences. Furthermore, as powerful influencers in developing children's positive attitudes and lifelong behaviours, the sector will be supported to help improve the lives of all, those from Black and global majority backgrounds and those from white backgrounds. Through the development of these resources, there is recognition that practitioners engage with children in different ways to teachers. Through the observation and facilitation of play, practitioners will have many opportunities to support children in their understanding of racialised identities and will be able to respond in positive ways to develop and support the children's understanding of anti-racism. A few studies by, for example, Kelly et al. 2005 have suggested that babies develop a bias towards people apparently more like themselves over the first year of life. These experiences can negatively impact Black and global majority children with significant lifelong consequences. In addition, through lack of awareness, white children can perpetuate prejudice. In order to be anti-racist, practitioners need to actively develop their own knowledge and understanding and take steps to promote discussion and exploration of the issues. This could be through resources, books, displays, role play, and other play opportunities, so that the knowledge of children is also developed. Developing a culture of inclusion and celebrating diversity, where everyone can thrive and feel valued, will give all children the best chance and improve outcomes for Black and global majority children. We know that children's earlier years, particularly 0 to 7, are hugely influential in terms of developing positive behaviours and the most important contributor to the development and well-being of children and their adult life chances. Children can absorb racist views from their home and community, but it is not only what they see, hear and do, but also what they don't see. As practitioners, we have limited influence over what is learnt at home. However, we do have control over children's experiences within our settings. As such, exploring and celebrating diversity of Welsh backgrounds will support all children to have a broad understanding of themselves and each other. There is a need to truly reflect and include all people that make up our communities in management roles, staffing and children and families using services. However, exploring and celebrating diversity and modelling anti-racist behaviours and actions in settings where communities are not as diverse is equally important. Consider how you help develop understanding and reflect diversity in everything that can be seen in your setting: displays, toys, resources, books, and food, for instance. Also consider how you, as a setting, deal with behaviours that may be discriminatory. This could be through modelling appropriate language and behaviour, or thinking about how you question the language or behaviour of children in a supportive and informative way. Cwlwm is a consortium of 5 childcare and play partners which supports Welsh Government to ensure families across Wales can access affordable, quality childcare and play opportunities to meet their needs. Cwlwm has joined forces with Play Wales and the diverse team of DARPL partners, Diversity and Anti-Racist Professional Learning, through a professional learning and resource hub with a Welsh perspective in raising racial consciousness. Visit the DARPL website, darpl.org www.darpl.org.uk/library for a range of resources, including those developed by Cwlwm for the sector. The new DARPL learning resources for senior leaders and practitioners were originally developed for schools, leaders and teachers to raise racial consciousness and develop their understanding of anti-racism. These resources have been adapted for our sector. This is in recognition of the powerful influences of preschool experiences and those of the playing child outside of the more formal school environment. More bespoke, tailored resources will follow as our DARPL partnership develops. We hope you will use these and provide feedback and direction for future resources. Our sector encompasses a wide range of setting types, workplaces and age ranges from 0 to 14 years. Day nurseries, playgroups, Cwlwm, childminders, out-of-school clubs and open access playwork provision. We recognise and trust that practitioners are able to adapt learning and understanding to the variety of settings, workplaces and age ranges that make up the sector. Practitioners are, by the very nature of their role, flexible and responsive and can consider proportionality and a child-focused, play-led approach to implement the learning from these informative initial DARPL resources. We're hoping that practitioners who are also skilled and experienced develop their understanding of how to intervene sensitively to address racist incidents and also enable children to have the confidence to explore prior experiences, learning, feelings and thoughts in a safe and trusted environment. Children may be reflecting racist views absorbed in their young lives from their community, indeed their own loved ones, and they will need to be supported and challenged in their exploration of diversity and anti-racism. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNCRC, exists to ensure that every person under the age of 18 have their human rights met regardless of ethnicity, religion, language or gender, and Article 30 of the UNCRC states that every child has the right to learn and use the language, customs and religion of their family, whether or not these are shared by the majority of the people in the country where they live. The UNCRC underpins all of our engagement with children. The national minimum standards set out by Care Inspectorate Wales, CIW, requires all CIW registered providers to meet the needs and preferences of individuals in relation to their home language and intended medium of education, e.g. Welsh or English, and ensure that their social, cultural and religious practices are understood and catered for, Standard 4.3. It would also be useful to consider and explore what it might mean to be black or brown and to also be a Welsh language speaker. Might others have perceived ideas about who is Welsh or who speaks Welsh, and to what extent does the idea of a Welsh-speaking community include people of all races and colours? The wheel of power and privilege and the interrelationship between speaking a minoritised language such as Welsh and being black or brown is useful to think about here. As national childcare and play organisations, we are taking steps to prioritise anti-racist practice by developing our own understanding and developing positive partnerships with those with lived experience to support professional learning within the childcare, playwork and early years sector. Engaging with DARPL learning resources and expanding our own understanding of the impact of racism on people's lives by listening to lived experiences will help us reflect on our own workplaces and settings and generate discussion with colleagues, taking those first steps to making positive changes and creating a fairer Wales. You may want to reflect on the following as you prepare to take forward your learning with the DARPL Senior Leaders and Practitioners series.